Tamara Day gained unexpected popularity in the renovation home industry through the reality television series Bargain Mansions. The TV host, designer, and businesswoman went on to transform dilapidated historical mansions in Kansas City back to their former glory while giving them a modern twist that delighted home restoration enthusiasts. It premiered in 2017, and the restoration expert continued to boldly take on projects that were too big and/or difficult for others to contemplate. It originally aired on DIY Network, a spin-off from HGTV Network, but for some unexplained reasons, the show stopped airing new episodes after 3 seasons. At that time, viewers were left to speculate if the TV show would be back for a 4th season. Tamara's interest in fixing homes came early on in life, but she didn't think that she'd end up making it a successful career with a TV show to boot. Tamara Schrader Day was born on the 20th of August 1976 in Kansas City, Missouri, and was raised on a farm in Salina in the Midwestern Plains by her parents Ward and Trish Schrader. It was her father who was responsible for exposing her and her siblings to home construction and renovation. Ward had been a jack of all trades, and he dabbled in several businesses in the last 3 decades, including medical development management, banking, an imaging center, and a winery. When Tamara was growing up, her father took on his first handyman job, which was to help her grandfather renovate the family's ranch home in Kansas City. When the project was nearing its completion, they ran out of money, so her father called everyone in the family to contribute to the project and finish what the professional crew started. During weekends, the family would go down to the ranch home, where each member was assigned a task. Eventually, Ward realized that he loved fixing homes and took on more projects and later engaged fully in the construction business and commercial projects. It was then that Tamara developed a fascination for rebuilding structures and making them look great again. Renovating spaces or homes started as a hobby and a necessity, but Tamara never thought it would turn out to be her niche. When she was studying her communications degree in Kansas State University, she transformed her dorm room into something stylish yet cozy. Then, when she married financial planner Bill, they purchased a home, which turned out to be her first fixer-upper. She recalled, "It was in such bad shape, we had to wear shoes to bed while we were redoing it." After renovating it, they found people who loved it enough to buy it from them, and so used the proceeds of the sale to purchase more homes to fix and flip. While they made some profit from the relatively small projects that they tackled, the first big project that started her path toward her successful company and TV show was when she had her 3rd child, and Tamara and her husband looked for a bigger home for a growing family. It was back in 2008 when they bought a 5,000 square foot property that was foreclosed, located in Leawood, Johnson County, Kansas. Other people who didn't have her creative vision and her husband's financial wizardry wouldn't touch it, let alone purchase it, not only because it was quite huge, but it was also in wretched condition, filled with garbage along with broken appliances and furniture left by the previous owners. There were even vandals living in it, but Tamara and Bill weren't daunted, as they were sure that it would turn into a great makeover. The renovation process was going well until the U.S. was hit with a recession. Due to financial constraints, Tamara took on the role of the general contractor and went to work using her hands instead of complaining, even if initially she wanted to give up and just sell the property. Her husband encouraged her, saying, "We're going to push through." She would go around to state yard sales to buy furniture during weekends along with her 4th baby in tow. She would fix the furniture, and then when some people complimented her work, she then bought more furniture to refurbish and sell. Eventually, they would hold a furniture sale twice a month, which attracted a total of 2,000 bidders. Then when their house was finished, it was featured in local lifestyle magazines, and that started her path to bigger, better things ahead. With the help of a supportive husband and father, it led to her establishing a design business. Tamara fell in love with the whole process of buying old houses and turning them into beautiful homes. She founded a design company called Growing Days Design and had a team of local designers based in Kansas that offered a full in-person interior design service. Many thought that her company also offered general contracting services, but it was limited to design in the interior. If the client wanted recommendations, they would suggest trusted contractors, offering to work closely with the client's chosen general contractor through completion of the project. For people who lived outside of Kansas, her company offered e-design services with 4 packages to choose from, with a price tag as low as $200 up to $4,000, depending on the scope of the design. Each tier offered something different, so a client wouldn't have to pay so much when all that was needed was a simple design of a room, not the whole house. Tamara's team at Growing Days Design prepared a set of questionnaires so it would be easier for the clients to describe what they wanted from the company, and services they were focused on seasonal decoration, with additional services of putting links on where to shop for the materials needed. If a client wanted to access the company's exclusive designer accounts when shopping for materials, they could avail of the complimentary ordering services through their site, but it had a minimum of $5,000 and the service only included ordering, not delivery of the products. With the kind of talent and work ethic Tamara had displayed over the years since her first renovation project, it wasn't a surprise that television production companies came knocking at her door. Although when she was approached by the production company called Conveyor Media about the latter's interest in producing a TV show for HGTV about her interior designing and customized furnishing business, she was quite reluctant at first. She initially thought that filming a show was a waste of her time, since they hadn't heard something like that had ever happened in Kansas. I felt the odds of this not being a scam was low. Later on, she was convinced that it was real and the company meant serious business, and filmed the first season, which was aired via DIY Network. They gained a fan base and the network continued ordering more seasons. It was interesting to note that 5 years before she was approached by Conveyor Media, her brother, who was also into home renovation, was the first one to be approached by a TV executive when he was buying materials from a hardware store to film a TV show, but nothing came of it because her brother refused the offer. Tamara said that it was probably her fate to be the one to enter the TV industry. With the abundance of home renovation reality shows on TV, Tamara knew that they had to offer something different to viewers. It was the reason why Conveyor Media chose her to be the focal point of the show, as the series was aptly named Bargain Mansions, since it focused on renovating not just any regular home, but dilapidated mansions and turning them into something fabulous without spending too much and while retaining their historical features as well as their unique architectural elements. It wasn't a surprise that the show quickly gained popularity. People were curious about what kind of mansions would be renovated. Tamara, along with her father and their crew, started with a French-style chateau for the premiere episode, with Tamara ensuring that she preserved the vintage French vibe in the house while determined to stay within budget. By the third season, Discovery Channel, which owned HGTV and DIY Networks, announced that Bargain Mansions achieved its highest ratings in 2020, attracting more than 16 million viewers, and was included in the top 10 cable TV shows in its Tuesday time slot. The HGTV president even complimented Tamara's growing influence, saying that she'd gained a legion of fans, so they started to feature her in other shows on the network. Even on the streaming platform, the third season was in the top 4 in most viewed series. The popularity of the show was evident on the network's official social media pages, which gained close to 2 million views on the clips about the shows that were posted on them. One of the reasons why Bargain Mansions was quite interesting was because Tamara was often joined by her father, who served as her mentor in renovating homes. He wasn't originally part of the cast when the show was being conceptualized, but when Ward came to visit her during the filming of an episode, the producers liked his charming personality, so he was included in the show. Tamara was extremely delighted. She said that there were many neglected mansions that could be bought for a bargain in Kansas, and her father had always been politely honest with his opinions about her proposals and designs, which she highly appreciated. It was funny that each time Tamara would show her design plans, Ward would usually start the conversation with, "My mother always used to say to me that if you don't have something nice to say, it would be best not to say anything at all." With that, she already knew that her father wasn't feeling some of the changes she was about to execute. However, he would also tell her that he'd keep an open mind about it. It was a great way to bond with him, as they shared the same interest. She said that with some help from Ward, she could turn those old beauties into amazing upgraded masterpieces that anyone would love to call home. With the popularity of Bargain Mansions, Tamara explored the idea of expanding her business, and instead of just focusing on the design aspects of the homes, she turned the opportunity given to her by creating a lifestyle brand. In January 2020, she opened a retail store called Growing Days Home, located in the Prairie Village in the same city where she lived. She said that most people thought that her businesses were a one-woman show, but it wouldn't have been possible if she wasn't supported by her family, friends, and production crew. The retail store offered home decor mostly used in the renovation projects featured in the show. Customers could easily browse over Tamara's collection as they were categorized by room in the house, or they could also just simply shop by episode and could make their purchases through the online store. In 2020, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency accused some home renovation shows, including Magnolia Homes, Rehab Addict, and Bargain Mansions, of certain violations while renovating homes. The stars of the show were cited for improper handling and disposal of lead-based paint, for which Tamara was fined. And there were 4 other contractors from Kansas City who appeared with her who were also fined as well. The defense of just making an appearance in the TV show didn't excuse anyone from wrongdoing. Tamara settled with the government agency by following the required steps to ensure that her business and TV show complied with the lead-based paint regulations. The show promised to help educate viewers about the hazards of using this type of paint and was the reason why in September 2020, she released a video on her website entitled Lead Paint Safety with Tamara Day. People who were warned that exposure to this type of paint was quite dangerous, most especially to kids and those who were pregnant. It could lead to damaging the development of the brain and the nervous system of the body. Fans of Bargain Mansions were confused about what happened to the show after the 3rd season aired in 2020. Some thought that it was canceled, but most believed it had stopped airing new episodes when the COVID-19 pandemic started. It wasn't logical that it was canceled because the reality TV show was praised for generating high TV ratings during the 3rd season. Later on, there were reports that DIY Network was going to rebrand to Magnolia Network, which was co-owned by Chip and Joanna Gaines, the powerful renovation duo from Fixer Upper fame and Warner Brothers. It was also reported that not all DIY Network programs would be brought over to Magnolia Network. The launching of the new network was delayed, and so it probably affected the programming schedule. Tamara Day was grateful that Bargain Mansions was included in the handful of TV shows that were given the green light to film a new season for Magnolia Network. The new episodes could also be streamed on Discovery+. The 4th season started airing in August 2022, and she said that about 20 houses were featured. The main differences was that they worked with homeowners who wanted to renovate their homes instead of working on those homes that were currently on the market. Tamara was accompanied by her father, just as in the past seasons. When interacting with the owners, it allowed her to give recommendations on how to upgrade their homes or how to make them look better, as well as tips if they wanted to sell their newly renovated homes. For some other people, mixing business with family could be difficult, but Tamara said that in her case, her father involved her early on in the renovation process, and it paid off quite well later on as it became her foundation in the career that she chose to pursue. Today, she continues with the tradition, and her children, along with their cousins, have been involved with her projects. It's a great way to teach them the value of hard work when they were helping her tear down wallpaper or removing something in a room, and the feeling of accomplishment after they saw the finished product. This unique experience she had with her family was also what she wanted the viewers of Bargain Mansions to learn from, with considerable success. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.